Hey guys, I'm Bethany.
Oh man, I didn't realize we were recording already. Hi, I'm Dalton.
I totally took him by surprise. He's over there scrolling his phone.
100%.
Oh guys, welcome to another CouchCast.
Oh good, this is a CouchCast.
Yeah.
All right, way more comfortable.
It's a good thing one of us is on top of things around here. And it's not you, in case you weren't sure.
My feet were up on the desk. I was playing on my phone. I was not paying attention.
Oh my goodness.
I'm ready to go though.
Okay.
Let's do this
Here
thing.
we are.
What are we talking about?
This CouchCast is a little bit different because we're not actually pulling a question from you guys. This is more of a kind of a continuation. This is CouchCast Real Talk. We're kind of continuing from Wednesday because back at like the beginning of Wednesday's episode, before we kind of really got into it, I was like, ooh, I want to talk about just some things that I see from guys on different dating apps that I have questions about that are frustrating. And like, you know, Dalton can do the same thing from like things he sees from girls. And then we just got really deep on Wednesday. And before we knew it, it had been like almost an hour and we never came back to it. So this CouchCast is going to do that. We are just going to talk about social media, dating apps, not really so much like etiquette and what to do and what not to do, but things we see and what we think of it. Because we know you guys see the same things.
Scroll through a dating app right now.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Okay, so do you want to start or do you want me to? Because I have my most frustrating thing at the moment.
I do not like when you're incredibly vague about your faith.
Yeah.
For instance.
Do you have an Exhibit A?
Right here.
Okay.
It says, we'll instantly hit it off if you are actively involved in growing your faith. What does that mean?
Yeah. Well, and that's what's tough is because I see things and I'm like, well, I would never say that because it's vague and I want to be specific. Mm-hmm. But not everybody thinks about it the same way, especially for me going from girl brain where it's super, super specific to guy brain, which isn't as much. It's more just like more efficient with words and more direct.
Let me take it a step further.
It's tough. Yeah.
If you have on your profile where basic bio information, I am a Christian.
Yeah.
And then the rest of your profile says absolutely nothing about it.
Oh, immediate X.
You get the X.
Or swipe left,
like
whatever.
This person just did.
Yes. Yes. If you have marked in your little thing that you're a Christian, yes, but your page doesn't mention it at all, absolutely not. Never, ever, ever will I swipe right. And I don't think you guys should either. I'm going to put that out there because I know I've gotten a good many questions from people over the years saying, okay, so I'm talking to this guy and his profile said he was a Christian, but I don't know how to bring up faith. How do I bring that up? How do I broach the subject? And I'm like, my true answer is don't talk to him in the first place. Mm-hmm. Is that where you would stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not super detailed, but like one of the ones I'm a little more detailed in what I say. Like I'm looking for someone who loves the church and serving other people.
Yeah.
Because I work in church ministry and I want someone that supports that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one thing that's more specific. And then there's some fun stories on here, like one of mine. Best travel story, being told to either pay a fine or never come back to Canada on the first day of a mission trip. Really take speeding seriously.
That's funny. Well, and I have on mine, are you looking at Hinge? Is that what you're on?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So on
That's
mine.
the only one I'm on.
Okay. Mine, I have the one that there's something that's non-negotiable for me is for that one. Like mine says we have to be on the same page about our faith. I take the gospel, the sufficiency of scripture, and a daily walk with the Lord seriously, looking for the same, which I'm like, that should tell someone like, okay, I'm not just, we have to be like so many people stop with, we have to be on the same page about our faith. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Let me throw a different one that I'm looking at right now. Let's make sure we're on the same page about loving Jesus. Do you know how many different religions are out there that say they love Jesus?
Well, that's like the one. Okay, I saw one the other day, and this is not faith related, but the guy says something that's a non-negotiable for me. And his answer was smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, does that mean you're a chain smoker and it's a non-negotiable that you're going to keep doing that? Or you hate smoking and it's a non-negotiable that you absolutely will not put up with it? It's kind of like we have to be on the same page about it. do you love Jesus, or you hate that and you want to make sure you're on the same page about that? Like, I don't know.
I doubt it's the other one, but I understand what you're saying.
I realize. I'm just saying that it's vague.
Here's the other thing that I don't like. When you make your faith a footnote in one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for someone that is X, and...
Oh, and loves Jesus.
Loves Jesus.
Yeah.
No, sorry. My walk with the Lord and my faith in Jesus Christ and my Lord and Savior ain't a footnote. It's primary.
Yeah, or the ones where they type all this stuff and then put, and my faith is important. And then after that, I put in no particular order. And I'm like, you're just trying to save it because you realize.
In a particular order.
That. Yeah. Okay, so question then. Mm-hmm. I see, well, it's tough because you think, okay, I'm going to go get on one of the Christian apps. So I was trying Upward, and the jury is still out. It's not as scammy as it used to be. A couple years ago, like, I would say probably less than half the people on there were actual real profiles. It is not that way anymore, but I'm just not sold because it very much... Well,
you know why they do that, right?
Yes, you have people to swipe through. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But like now there's so many profiles where, and I feel like a lot of the Christian apps are this way. We were talking about this. Like, it's where non-Christians go to find a good person, or to find a nice girl, or they're tired of hooking up and doing all this and they want to settle down. They're ready for a relationship. So let's get on the Christian app and find the nice people. Mm. And that's really frustrating because, yeah. Okay, so what are your thoughts on those types of things? Because, like on Christian ones, it's assumed that everyone's a Christian. So instead of checking Christian, they basically have like a denomination box. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I'm Baptist, or because the others are being a Christian. So then they also have, and it is a long list of things to pick from. Then they also have other and not sure yet. When I see both of those on the other one, I'm like, if you couldn't find one from all of these, doubt you're real solid on anything. And two, if you're saying not sure yet, I don't know that you're ready to be dating.
The not sure yet is the...
Is that a realistic...
Is there non-denominational in there?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's already a catch-all. So, okay.
I'm literally just scrolling through Hinge right now, people. So...
real time.
If you're on Hinge and you like my profile... Sorry. This one, so it says Christian... Mm-hmm. Typical Sunday, I go to church and then I do like a bajillion other things on Sunday. Uh-huh. And that's literally the only thing that you say about your faith walk with the Lord. No.
Yeah. Oh, I've had...
Which really sucks because this person's lovely.
I thought I screenshot it, but I didn't. There was a guy on Hinge who had said basically that typical Sunday is church, da-da-da, whatever. And then scroll, the next thing's a picture, and then you keep scrolling. His next prompt that he typed literally had the F word in it.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, brother. But yeah, I used to say that if someone had checked the Christian box and typical Sunday includes church, and they wanted to talk, I would at least entertain a conversation at first. Now?
No.
I don't. I think I've said on here, they have to at least have that. But now... if that's all you say is literally the word church, I need something else.
I don't want someone that just goes to church.
Yeah.
I want someone that's a part of the church.
Yeah.
And when you're a part of the church, you want to talk about it more. Mm-hmm. Give me information. I am not looking for your whole life story. I don't want a 5-part essay on where you're at in your walk with the Lord. But if you just say, I go to church, or I love Jesus, you're not giving me much to work off of.
I need to see that I feel like those types of profiles are either one, that's literally as deep as their faith gets, or they are more solid and maybe not solid. They are more sincere in their faith, but they're hedging their bets and they don't want to intimidate people because they'd rather talk to someone who maybe isn't as much too. Like they don't want to come off as too preachy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm not okay with that either though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's one that I'm literally doing all of these real time. Like you just said, this one says green flags. One of the green flags is Christ-centered, and if you scroll down further, one thing you should know about me is I take pride in my faith. Okay.
It really irks me when people say they're really proud of their faith.
Yeah, I know what they mean.
Is that me being
I think
overly...
you're being a little overly critical.
Okay.
Because I know what they mean. Like, one of the things that is primary in their life is their faith and walk with the Lord. But that there's not really a prompt for that.
Fair enough.
So, I get what they mean on that one. But, so here's a little bit different. You're still being vague in this one. But you mentioned it multiple times.
Yes.
So, clearly, for you, when you only have a limited number of things to say...
You only get 3.
That was a big deal for you to say.
Yep.
You're looking a little bit better in my eyes.
100% agree.
No, I don't think you have to have every single prompt, because I literally only have one prompt.
Yeah.
That's related to that, but it's got some depth to it.
Yeah. So here's one. Guy says, I want someone who, and then he says, wants a Christ-centered relationship, which is great. But then he goes on, he says, I'm not a quote unquote super Christian, but I do have strong beliefs and try to practice what I preach.
No.
Yeah, that's, I was a no on that one.
That is a no for me.
Okay.
Man, I just got hungry.
Well, you're probably still thinking that it's 12:30 because the clock was wrong.
That's sad. I didn't change the clock in my office and got real confused.
Oh, daylight savings time.
Stupid.
So then here's another one that I see a lot. And I feel like this is more, again, I'm asking, am I being overly sensitive? And I really want you to tell me.
I will. You know that.
I know. I just want everyone else to know that I legitimately want your opinion. So that when you just absolutely let me have it.
Blast you.
They know
put you on
I
notice.
asked for it. So I see this a lot. And I feel like this is more of an issue for girls because when you're looking down the road to relationships and beyond, you're looking for someone who will lead well.
Yep.
So I see this a lot. Guys who, now, and let's put this in context. This is me talking about this. So age bracket wise, we're talking 30, 31 on the young end.
Yep.
Up into like early 40s. Okay. Guys who say, I grew up in church, but most of my 20s, and even maybe early 30s had nothing to do with the Lord. And it's November now, and they're like, oh, so in May I just rededicated my life to the Lord and it's been great, and I'm just looking for someone who will help me grow in my faith. That really
not mature enough.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
So that's not me being overly picky.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
I need a little more time under your belt, I think. Is that
nah, fam?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
There's a lot
am not
of
a
it.
huge fan of that one.
Okay.
Man, we are in completely different boats here. What we look like. I've never seen that once.
I think it's the age thing.
Okay, speaking of age thing, what is your buffer right now? I know you just kind of said it a little bit, but what is your exact buffer in terms of age down and age up? People never talk about this. I'm just curious.
I know. I'm 35, so right now, keeping it in my decade is a pretty good range, I think.
Okay, so you would range. Well, I guess you are kind of right there, and you're looking for the middle, and you're in the middle.
I'm in the middle of the decade, so like 30 to 40 with a year or two-ish on either side for extenuating circumstances. I've dated older a decent amount to where I'm like, much older than that is just too much. Like I've dated someone who was like a year younger than me, but I've never dated like way younger than me, so I don't know.
I'm about to be offensive to you.
Okay, go ahead.
My buffer is more down than up. So I'm 27.
I think that's normal for a guy.
Yeah, 27. I am currently 5 down, so I'll go down to 22, though
Okay.
it's a stretch for me right now.
Yeah.
Because the maturity is a lot of times lacking, even though women, mature a whole lot faster than guys do. So I'm 5 down, 3 up.
Yeah.
Up to 30. But for me, 30 is even a stretch because it's only 3 years older than me, but it feels, because it says 30, so much older.
Well, see, okay, that's my thing. 30 seems very reasonable to me. 29, and I'm like, oh my word, he's a baby.
He's an infant.
So I get that, but I would say mine definitely trends more older in that I say 30 to 40, but honestly 42, 43, even 44 would not really be much of a batting of the eye.
Well, see, what's funny is, so as I get older, when I hit 28, I think it'll still be 30.
Oh, it probably will until you turn 30.
I'll still be 5 down, 2 up, and then 5 down, 1 up. I like the number 5 down.
Yeah.
Because past that, it gets a little bit
Yeah. Well,
strange.
Especially at your age, because more than that is like totally different lifestyle. I mean, you're
you
still
just hit drinking age. I'm like, hey.
You're still talking about college then, which is very different than where you're at. So
and if right now, if I went, what is it, 7 down?
Yeah.
You're 20. Like, you can't even legally buy a drink, which is, I don't care about the drinking thing, but it's just weird to think about that.
Yeah.
So no, I can't go that far down.
Yeah, they're closer to being in high school than your age.
Here's another thing in terms of, because we're off the rails.
Also, that wasn't offensive.
Good. I was just making sure you didn't feel offended that I said 30 felt old.
No.
So I don't like weird DMs and weird messages on dating apps. If you're one of those people, I love you as our listener. Please don't.
And okay, I think I'm going to go to devil's advocate here for a second. Hear me out. I think most of the time it comes from a good place.
Yes.
Of trying to be original, trying to be memorable, trying to stand out. Now, there's the ones where I'm like, you're just weird. And you can,
I've gotten some weird ones. You can spot
the, me too.
You just saw one of them.
But anyway.
Yo.
But I think it comes from a good place. However, you see it and you're like, oh my word, this is hilarious. Because you know what you're thinking and you know, like, whatever it is, you know all the details in the backstory in your head. This is the only contact they've ever had with you in their life. And so filter it through. Would someone who's never, ever, ever seen me, heard me, they don't even know I exist, are they going to think this is funny or are they going to think I'm creepy? And even if you're on the fence, don't send it, regardless of your greatest of intentions.
Yeah, don't send me along. Yo.
Yeah,
or the other one from this was like 3-4 days ago. You're awesome. I'm like, first of all, no, I'm not. Second of all, that's your opening gambit. Where are we going with this?
His opening line was "Hey" with about 4 Y's, which is an automatic no. I don't like not happening.
That's when you just text back nay.
Yeah, so that was the first one. Immediate second message: you have good teeth.
Thank you.
I was like,
okay, bye.
What do I even do with that? I mean, it's one thing to tell someone, "Oh, you have a nice smile." Maybe that's what he was going for. But you have good teeth. I'm like, I feel like a horse right now.
Okay, so here's what I will say. If you have the spirit-led desire to shoot your shot with me, that's fine. Don't be weird about it. Are you trying to
like put out
No,
I'm
not putting out a call to action. I just don't want to make people feel awful and make myself an unapproachable human being. So that's fine. But just know, like on Instagram, I have the ability of deleting messages and you don't see it.
Yes.
I'm not a jerk, I promise.
He's not most of the time.
I don't know. I feel weird about it. I'm old in my brain. I'm a lot older mentally than I am physically.
Well, and your use of technology and tech savvy is probably lower than a lot of guys your age. Not probably, it is. I was trying to ease into like not insulting you.
I am not,
even though you called me old, but that's fine.
I am ignorant.
He is. So
I learned the other day. So I used to not even open these messages because I didn't know that I had to approve them in order for you to know.
Pause. He's talking about his message requests folder on Instagram.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was just afraid that you would see that I read it and then I'd be rude.
I was like, they can't see these.
I didn't know that.
Okay, y'all. But also, it's not like Dalton's getting hundreds of DMs. Like, we're getting way off topic here. I do know that.
You don't know that?
I do. Anyway.
It is funny. The number of people, if you are... If you're one of those listeners that knows some of my friends, it's hilarious. Keep telling them that you're listening to this show because they keep coming up to me going, "Are you on a podcast?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." I'm like, "I'm going to have to listen to it now." Okay.
I know a lot of my friends, I'm like, "You're not really in our target audience." Sorry.
By the way, anybody that has messaged me, you're good people.
Okay. We are reining it back in. That went off the rails.
I go off the rails all the time.
I know, but we don't want this to turn into...
It's a CouchCast. I can do whatever I want.
But we're at almost 20 minutes on this CouchCast.
Well,
and you're
stop talking.
It was not me. Okay. In case you're wondering, yes, this is how we communicate all the time. So, let's rein it back in.
Yep.
Is there anything else on the dating apps that's really frustrating and people should not do?
I don't know. Let's get back on the dating app and see.
Oh, I remember you were talking about, girls give guys a really hard time about having fishing in their pictures.
Oh, yeah.
What was your girl equivalent?
So it's when all you want to talk about is your dog. It bothers me. Okay, if you want to put in a picture of you and your dog, I am great. Okay, she's got a dog. It's a cute dog.
Than a cat.
I like it. If it's cat, I'm sorry. This is not a personal attack, but if it's a cat, A, I'm allergic to them. B, I don't really like them, so I click X instantly. The rest of your profile might be great. It's just a no. It's a no for me. Anyway, it's the dog thing. So if you post about a dog or you have on one of I have a dog and you need to like dogs, I get that. If your entire profile is I'm a dog mom, every picture is with a dog, and then you say I'm going to love my dog more than I'll ever love you. No.
Not gonna go well? Okay, got it.
No.
So then on the flip side, guys give girls a really hard time, fair enough, about having scantily clad pictures on their bio. Can we talk about the number of guys who have pictures without their shirt, either in a gym or standing in a mirror flexing on dating apps? It's just as bad. Like, see, stop.
It's not like I'm sitting there scrolling through dudes' dating profiles.
I know.
So I don't know this.
I know. I'm just saying, we're talking about the equivalents. Just stop.
Do you want to know what that tells me about him?
What?
He's insecure.
Oh, yeah. And so I'm like, I will give it. There is a caveat in my mind. If he is on a boat, in a pool, on a lake, in an obviously situationally appropriate place to not have a shirt on, and it's just a normal picture, fine. Other than that, it is an instant swipe left.
I don't even know why you're posting about the gym in the first place.
Oh.
Like, I like the gym. Okay, put it in your little profile thingy.
Yeah.
Say, I love going to the gym.
It's a lot.
But if you post in every single picture you lifting weights, you're insecure. Stop it.
Okay. Got it.
Man,
okay.
I'm rude.
That was a little bit much. So on that note, we'll wrap this up.
I love you all.
This has been quite the week, you guys. You have probably seen sides. I don't know if you've seen a side of me. You haven't before because I've been around a while, but I'm sure you have seen a side of Dalton that you haven't thus yet seen. I don't know if that was good English or not, but
strange way to word that.
Anyway.
You have yet to see.
That would have been better.
Yeah.
Thanks. So we'll wrap it up there. So we'll be back next Wednesday. But until then, I'm Bethany.
I'm Dalton.
And this is Looking for the Middle.